Hey, this is Jenny McGarvey, and I'm here to share with you today a new page that I'm making with the Scraptastic Kit Club It's My Life kit. As you can see here, I have a metal Lifestyle Crafts snowflake die out. It's a set of snowflake dies that all layer on top of each other, but I'm just going to use that one snowflake die. I'm pulling out some of the pattern papers from the It's My Life kit, hoping that I can find a few that work together for my page. I'm going to then trim them down. As you can see underneath peeking out, I had already written down the measurements from that metal die that I measured to make sure that I would get the right dimensions. As you can see, I'm going to go ahead and trim those papers. They make little rectangles. They look close to squares, but they're actually not square. And I'm going to trim up 5 of those, 2 from this triangle basic gray paper, which I'm really fond of, and then those 3 other designs as well. Now I'm going to gather all those up and go ahead and get out my Evolution die cut machine from Lifestyle Crafts. I really like how smooth and easy this one is. I'm sure the other ones are great too. I just like this one the best. Now I'm going to go ahead and put that metal die on the back of the paper and then set it down on my Genius platform. The Genius is cool because it's magnetic, so the stuff doesn't slide all around, which is awesome. And I'm going to go ahead and send it right through the Evolution. Now when I pull it out, the snowflake you can see sitting on top of the Evolution. It's super cool, and I actually really love it cut out of that triangle paper, although I'm not using that. I'm going to use the negative on my page, so those snowflakes unfortunately just kind of go to waste. But now you can see I'm using another piece of great basic gray. It's sort of that off, sort of aqua, I guess, color with the little speech bubbles, and that is one of the others. Now I'm going to go ahead and run a third one right on through, and then continue this pattern with all 5 of the patterned paper rectangles that I cut. Now, as you can see, I am ready to get to work a little bit further. I'm going to finish up that last die cut, sending it right through the Evolution and pulling those all apart, getting the negative space, putting away the die cut machine, and I'm going to get to work overall on the page. Now you'll see that I am using the 5 negative shapes, so the actual snowflakes are not going to be used on this page, which is too bad because they're pretty cute, but the negatives are ready to go. I'm going to trim up the piece of basil cardstock and then mat it on top of the aqua cardstock, leaving about a 1/4 inch on the top and a 1/4 inch on the bottom. I want to make sure that all those pattern papers I selected look good on there, which they do, obviously, since it's just sort of an off-white color, almost a grayish, but not quite really. I'm going to go ahead and adhere that down. Now that I have that finished, I'm ready to prep my photo. I'll go ahead and trim the ends off. Those selfie photos come with little strips on the end you can just tear off. And then I'm going to go ahead and mat the photo on a piece of simple vellum and then also on some white cardstock. Though I'm not making the white cardstock even. I want that to be a little tiny bit wonky. Just give it a little bit of added interest. Now I'm going to place these in a scattered pattern around the photo, overlapping a bit and not overlapping all at the same time. Now I'm looking at it and it's not really quite how I had envisioned. I had sort of a different vision, and so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to mat most of those snowflakes with this dark teal cardstock, and that really does look how I wanted it to look, which is kind of weird because usually I sort of envision things and it looks mostly how I think it's going to. Maybe it's there wasn't enough contrast with that cardstock, the original background cardstock. I'm not really sure. But anyway, the dark teal looks super cool and really a little bit more what I was going for. So this will be just fine. Now I'm going to leave the one that's partially hidden under the photo alone, and I'm going to also leave that top one alone as well. I have different plans for that one. So now that I've adhered a couple of them, I'm going to go ahead and put my photo down because I'm pretty confident with the overall design, and go back to work adhering those snowflakes to the page. Now that those are all set down, I'm going to take that top one and I'm going to use my Sharpie pen, and I'm just going to outline the space inside of the snowflake with the pen. Now, it's not perfect by any stretch of the imagination, but if you've watched any of my videos in the past, you know I'm really not too concerned about perfection. It's really not that big of a deal to me if it's a little bit off, which this one is a little bit off, which thankfully you can't see in this video. Now it's time for me to go ahead and start embellishing this page. I'm going to pull out a bunch of different things from this kit, including some of the flare and the custom wood veneers, both of which are unique to this particular kit. And then also I'm going to pull out those little doodads, the little bits and pieces from October Afternoon, and start adding a few of those to my page, as well as the cameras from the Studio Calico exclusives collection, and it's just little cameras. In this package there are darker blue and lighter blue, and I've chosen a lighter blue to go right inside the center of that snowflake, and it looks really fantastic on the top of that dark teal. Now you can see that I'm adhering down some of my wood veneer and other pieces because I'm pretty satisfied with how they look on the page. And once those are all done, then I'll go ahead and just embellish even a little bit more with some of the items that I don't already have out. Including a little splattering of enamel dots, which are just so fun, and the colors in this Now and Then from My Mind's Eye really are just wonderful. I love them. A nice aqua, yellow, navy, red, and then these glittery silvery ones, which are really super fun. I'm also a big, huge fan of the thickers in this kit, and they totally look like snow on them. Some of them have a little less of the white, but some of them have quite a bit, which is super fun. And I'm going to use the back side of those October Afternoon alphabets also to write March, so that my title is actually March Snow Day, which is super weird. Not the title, but that we had a March snow day. So the page looks pretty much how I had envisioned it. All that's left is just a little bit of extra die cuts from the kit, and then also I will add some machine stitching as well when I'm finished here after I'm done videotaping, because I don't want to make you sit through me sewing on the page. So adding a tiny bit of journaling, just the date, and that's really pretty much it for this page. Anyway, again, this was the Scraptastic Kit Club March It's My Life kit, and I thank you so much for stopping by and watching my video. Thanks, and have a great day.